House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is under some serious fire right now. 3 different stories hit him at once, and every single one exposes a different problem. He was asked one basic question about Obamacare. Watch what he does with this.
If you want to get done, you are going to need at least some Republicans to come over. Why not start with a 1-year extension or potentially even a 2-year extension?
Well, Leader Schumer offered a 1-year extension in the context of trying to end the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, but that's different. But I'm talking about what you have now. Let's not go back to what's done in the past and what has not been extended. If you want to get something that has actually done, you need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can ask me the question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide the answer.
Answer the question instead of going back.
I'll provide the answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context. Republicans have repeatedly refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very reasonable multi-year extension that was offered. It was a 1-year straight extension plus a multi-year process through a bipartisan commission to more permanently resolve the Affordable Care Act issue. So having that context is absolutely important, regardless of what you may think.
It's important context to make me realize that I don't think you want to get a deal done. I think this is something where you'd like to see the rates go higher and allow the Republicans to hang themselves with that. Is that the answer?
That's absolutely politics? That's absolutely a ridiculous assertion. And really, shame on you.
3 years is not going to get passed, so what do you do?
Shame on you for saying that. Because we're fighting. It's not a partisan issue for us. In fact, the states that are most impacted as it relates to an Affordable Care Act tax credit expiration are all Republican states. We're talking about West Virginia, Wyoming, Alaska, Mississippi, right? Tennessee. Over and over and over again, we can go through the list. That's why you probably have some
Republicans who would sign on if you guys could come up with something that actually looks like a bipartisan deal.
Listen, this is not a partisan fight for us. It's a patriotic fight.
Notice he never actually answered the question, and she was furious. This is who Democrats sent out to defend Obamacare while the whole thing is practically falling apart. And the numbers actually make it look worse. We talked about this in previous videos, but Obamacare is up to $30 billion in fraudulent payments. $0 plans are being abused. Premiums are up over 170%. Insurance companies' stock is up over 1,200%. So basically, hospitals and insurers are the ones raking in the money, with all the taxpayers get stuck with the bill. Democrats want to extend the emergency COVID subsidies. These were supposed to be during COVID only. Well, the Republicans want a 1-year extension, and that's only because they need to figure out what to do with the failing Obamacare. But what Trump wants is the money going directly to the Americans instead of the insurance company. And hey, I'm all for that. But Jeffries is out here repeating talking points that fall apart the second anyone pushes back. But here's where it gets worse. Hakeem Jeffries' campaign had fundraisers reaching out to Epstein for money and invited him to dinner that was tied to Jeffries.
Where Hakeem Jeffries' campaign reached out directly to Jeffrey Epstein, soliciting campaign dollars for the, quote, Brooklyn Barack. Hakeem Jeffries had a very different response when asked about it by the media. He denied its existence. Hakeem Jeffries said, Comer is a stone-cold liar. And then he reverted to calling me names for the second week in a row. The only stone-cold liar in this debate is Hakeem Jeffries. So, Mr. Minority Leader, take a deep breath, chill out, stop lying, stop with the juvenile name-calling, and own up to the fact that your campaign solicited campaign cash from Jeffrey Epstein.
And don't forget, he's also the one that defended the staffer who was caught texting Epstein during the House hearing with Trump's former lawyer. And we talked about that in previous videos as well.
Yeah, I was just asking if you personally believe messaging with Jeffrey Epstein, who is at that point a registered sex offender, is appropriate for a member of the House Democratic Caucus.
That's the third time you've asked me this question, and I'm going to give you the same exact answer. Our focus today is on making sure that the Jeffrey Epstein files were released. If you want to have a conversation with Stacey Plaskett about it, I'm sure she'd be willing to talk to you. It was an illegitimate effort to try to remove her from the House Committee on Intelligence and that was defeated in a bipartisan way.
But Jeffries denies everything. He called Comer a stone cold liar. And then he tried to cover it up and blame a consultant that he doesn't know. I mean, none of this really looks honest. This is not a good look because this is hitting right when Congress is forcing full transparency on the Epstein documents. Democrats did not want this release. I don't think that they thought that Trump was going to sign, but he actually called their bluff. But now Jeffrey's own circle is showing up in the emails. So in a nutshell, he has talked circles around CNBC defending the Obamacare failing system. And now he's tied to Epstein through the fundraisers and defending the staffer who got caught texting him. The pressure is building, and it shows every time he tries to talk his way around it. And even The View called him out after they voted to end the shutdown.
Such a loser move, in my opinion. Like, if Hakeem Jeffries could keep his caucus together, everyone in line, nobody capitulating, nobody moving, and Chuck Schumer lost 8. He didn't even vote with the 8. That says so much. You are the minority leader of the Senate, and you could not keep your caucus in line. It means it's time for him to go.
He keeps dodging because the truth is hurting the Democratic Party, and the pressure is getting harder for him to hide. That's it for today, folks. Like, subscribe, and share. It really does help the channel grow. And remember to stay strong, and as always, keep fighting the good fight. We'll see you next time.